Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome in. I hope you guys are all having a good morning so far. I'm having a morning, certainly. It definitely is morning for me. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Charlie, thank you so much for being subscribed for 27 whole months, gamer. That is so many. I'm pretty sure you're only like behind Natalie in subscribe length. So thank you for the 27 months. They can walk. I can walk. I was in the middle of turning on my closed captioners when it asked me. I was so mad. I was like literally opening up the tab and I was like, damn you. I have my smoothie today, so don't worry about it. But big week. Big week for annoying people, especially. But big week altogether, to be honest. Crazy week. I don't even know where to begin with the week that I've had. I just need you to know that it has been a crazy week. I hope that you have had a more sane week than I have. And it wasn't necessarily crazy in a good or a bad way. It was just chaotic. Just very busy, stressful, eventful week for sure. I'll start with the low-hanging fruit and we'll work our way up. Okay. There's so much news and I need to talk about all of it right now. But I also want to talk about some of it while I'm playing, because then see, the problem is I make a list of everything I want to talk about on stream and then I talk about it all during just chatting. And then I don't talk about any of it during the game. And when we're Masuda hunting, I really need something to talk about because the eggs are particularly boring. So, anyway. Okay, 21 Pilots on, so I'm going to start with that. Big news, number 1. 21 Pilots announced their world tour for Clancy, and Charlie and I got tickets. So, we are going to see my favorite band! It'll be my second time seeing them. The first time I saw them, I was in the pit for the Trench Bandito tour. And now we're going to be in, like, nosebleeds in the ADA section. It's actually at the same arena we saw Fall Out Boy in, which is kind of funny. But we're going to be in nosebleed ADA seats. The prices really got hiked up. I think I paid, like, less. I don't know. I mean, the pit tickets were relatively expensive, but they were not this expensive. Which, I mean, I know is because they're a growing band. But, like, also Ticketmaster fees. The tickets themselves were only $53, but then I paid probably, like, $40 in Ticketmaster fees. Which is ridiculous. And I shouldn't have to pay a fee for each ticket. Just one fee for the whole transaction. Seems stupid. Anyway, I hate Ticketmaster. Fuck Ticketmaster. All my homies hate Ticketmaster. News number 2. April Fool's Day. I don't know if you guys are aware, but April 1st is April Fool's Day, which is like a day where you just get to lie to people for fun. Like, you just get to prank and lie to people and have very little, consequence. I love April Fool's Day, which with like within reason. Like I hate it when people lie about like pregnancy, proposing, killing themselves. Like don't make fun of things like that. Like don't joke about shit like that. But like everything else, like, you know, things that aren't offensive or like actually hurtful are funny. Charlie told me a story about when they were a kid, they put baked beans in their dad's shoes. So he, like, stepped into his shoe the next morning. Just baked beans. And I think that's a great April Fool's Day prank. That's perfect. Nobody gets hurt. Your dad gets a little annoyed. It's just beans, you know? Me, personally, I would have an autistic meltdown. But, like, their dad was fine. Me and my brother, something we used to always do on April Fool's Day is we would, like, in the wee hours of the morning, we would switch beds so that when my parents came in and, like, tried to wake us up, it would be my brother in my bed and me in his bed. Or sometimes to throw them off. Because we did this, I think, like, every year. It was, like, the one prank that we just did every year. And you may be thinking, well, how could that work every year? They'd be expecting it. But the honest truth is, most people forget that it's April Fool's Day until it is April Fool's Day. Because they're just like, oh, it's the first of the month. And then they forget that it's April Fool's Day. So it works most of the time, actually. But sometimes to throw them off their rhythm, instead of just switching beds, we would both sleep in my brother's bed. So they would come in to wake me up in my bed in the morning, and there would be nobody there. I'd put like a pillow there, like a body pillow and a stuffed animal, like in the movies, to make them think I was there. And then they would be like, huh, where's Ty? And then they would come to Andrew's room and they would pull out the covers and we were both there. So, you know, silly little things. Back when me and my brother got along, which we do not anymore. But yeah, anyway, April Fool's Day happened. That was a tangent. But April Fool's Day happened, and we got a lot of April Fool's content. I love it when content creators do something good and funny for... congratulations on being first, Charlie. Here's a cookie. It's gluten-free. And for paying your loan. Now you're at 7,000. That's 70 streams,
How much
dude.
money do you have?
Like 69
Like, what the
cents.
heck?
You know what that means.
I don't have enough
How
money,
much money for chicken nuggets? Charlie's getting in all the redeems right now. But we got a lot of content creation, both news and pranks on April Fool's Day. I thought that the biggest news I was going to receive was Dan and Phil Crafts posted a video, which they have not done in years. I think they posted in like 2014, 2015, and 2016, and then like went on hiatus or whatever. But Dan and Phil Crafts posted a video, and boy was it satanic. Like, Dan and Phil Crafts is always satanic, but I really feel like they put in... I think they went the extra mile with the Satanism that time. There was like a full pentagram, sacrifice, demon... I can't explain it. You just have to watch it. If you haven't seen it, you just have to watch it. We love Dan and Phil Crafts. So true. And then not only did they put out that video, but they put out limited edition Dan and Phil Crafts merch. So I got a shirt that says Don't Cry Craft, and I'm so fucking excited about it. I have said for years that I thought Don't Cry Craft would be a great shirt and that I would buy it. I would buy a shirt that said Don't Cry Craft. I think that's the perfect shirt to like wear to a craft fair when Charlie and I are like selling stuff for our craft business and stuff. Like, what could be more perfect than a Don't Cry Craft shirt? So I'm very glad that they released those. And then they also released one. There's a scene in the I almost said in the film. It kind of is a film. But there's a scene in the video where Dan and Phil are like holding hands, and there's like the pentagram and like all the satanic stuff around them, and they're like summoning this like beast basically. And they put that onto a shirt too. So Charlie got that one. But all in all, very, very high production value from Dan and Phil Crafts this year, which isn't not to be expected, because after the Dan and Phil Games return, we were all kind of hoping for a Dan and Phil Crafts return. And also the production value on the Dan and Phil Games return was pretty good. It was like a funeral. So yeah, all in all, Dan and Phil Crafts, pretty good. Jacksepticeye came out with Happy Wheels the movie, which was a 22-hour-long video of every Happy Wheels video he had ever made compiled together. And I shit you not, Charlie and I watched the whole thing start to finish. Like, not all at once, but like over the course of a few days, we watched the whole thing. We went through every season of Sean. It was very funny. Okay, it's been long enough that I can go to the game, so I'll tell you the rest of my news when we get there. Because I just want to start hatching eggs in the background. Okay, let's see. Good background video while doing stuff. Yeah. What stuff are you doing? Oh, you mean the Happy Wheels video was good. I thought you meant... Yeah, okay. I'm caught up. Anyway, we hatched, or not hatched, laid some eggs. Here they are. I forgot to order the last box, but it's okay. I have a few more than I plan on hatching today. Why are my Joy-Cons? Okay, that was weird. It was doing things I wasn't asking it to do. Okay. So, as you guys know, we got to double odds last week. We are now at officially 2 times the number of eggs required to get a shiny, and yet we have not received a shiny. So, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. I also haven't gotten a shiny Raikou in Pokemon Sleep yet, even though I've seen like 6 Raikous, so that's fucked up. But Charlie found a shiny Houndour yesterday morning. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on shiny luck-wise. Charlie has pretty cracked shiny luck, so put in your guesses for today's stream. We're probably going to get to 1,100. So put in your guesses. I mean, 1024 was my guess. I guess my next guess would be 1069. I don't know. Oop. Ran into a little... 1044, 1048, and 1088. Okay, that's fair. 1044 would be great. That's only 20 eggs away. I would love it if it could just be like 1025. If it goes 1 over double odds, I think that would be funny. But anyway, well, I was talking about April Fool's Day. Okay, yeah. So, Happy Wheels, yes. And Danenfil Crafts, yes. And I thought that Danenfil Crafts' return was going to be the biggest news that I received on April Fool's Day. And boy, was I fucking wrong. After like 10 years of speculation and outright denial, Shane and Courtney from Smosh, Shane Top and Courtney Miller from Smosh, posted that they got married. They posted wedding photos on April 1st. And so everybody was like, huh? What? The fuck? Because we didn't even know they were together. Like, we thought they were together. We hoped they were together. I know a lot of people shipped Shortney, whatever you want to call it. I know a lot of people that shipped them together, kind of including myself, but I definitely when I was younger, I did. I'm trying not to, like, ship real people as much anymore, just because it's, like, kind of a dangerous game, shipping real people, after Dan and Phil. But, like, as long as you're doing it, like, casually and not, like, forcing it on them, it's, like, fine. Like, if you just, like, want 2 people to be together, I feel like that's valid. But anyway, people have been speculating that they were together for a long time. So it was kind of crazy to find out that they actually were together because we didn't know they were together. And not only did we not know that they were together, but we certainly didn't know that they were engaged or married. But they posted it on April Fool's Day. So everybody was like, okay, haha, you got us. Like, April Fool, you know, like, haha. But it also looked too real to be an April Fool. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, they had, like, gotten wedding outfits for, like, a bit and then, you know, posted the, done a fake photo shoot. Because that's something you could totally do for April Fools, right? Like, do a fake wedding photo shoot. That would have been a great April Fool. But we all would have known it was fake. Probably, right? But the thing is, it had photos of them from years ago where they were, like, together, and it had photos of them from when they got engaged, and you would be like, okay, well, they could just, like, fake a proposal, but it wasn't from recently. Like, they had different hair and, like, different facial hair than they do now, so they would have either had to take that photo back then in preparation for an April Fool's joke, or they really did get engaged, like, months ago. And obviously the latter is true, but, like, it was just like, this is either the most elaborate April Fool's prank that Smosh has ever done, because other members of Smosh were quote-unquote in on it, right? Like, Ian was commenting on their picture, like, oh my god, so happy for you guys, like, you know, whatever. And there were a lot of people commenting that we're so happy for you guys. And I'm like, okay, are we all in on this? Or, like, what the fuck is going on? But no. They really got married on, like, April or March, like, 29th, and then just didn't tell us until April 1st. And I'm like, be so for real. Like, I can't even, the shriek I shrugged, like, the scream I scrumped when I found out it was real, I'm embarrassed by it. I'm telling on myself, even by telling you guys that I care about this, but I have been watching Smosh since I was a wee child. There were kids in my elementary school that I overheard one day talking about Smosh. They were like, do you guys watch Smosh? I love Smosh. And I was like, Smosh? And I literally went home and Googled it. And like, the rest is history. I've been watching their videos ever since. Like, Anthony returning to Smosh and them buying Smosh back from Mythical was a huge deal for me. Like, that was huge news when that happened. And Shane and Courtney have always been two of my favorite members of Smosh. They're two of the longest cast members on Smosh. Shane Top was like in iCarly briefly. He had like an episode in iCarly, which I think is kind of funny. How many eggs have I? Okay, I'm down a couple. I'm bad at counting. Okay, because the last one will be 10:30. But yeah, that was just like crazy to learn that they were actually together in real life, actually dating, and have been for a while, and that they're married. And the wedding photos were so cute, and it was like a very small, like, intimate wedding at like the courthouse. I didn't tell anybody, obviously. And I mean, like, obviously the people at Smosh knew that they were together and knew that they were getting married. There's a video of Courtney talking about it that they like bleeped out the part where she talked about being married. So, like, obviously their friends knew that they were together, and they knew they were getting married, but, like, they just had, like, a really small wedding. They didn't invite, like, all the YouTubers and stuff. But I found out that it was 100% real, actually, because I didn't trust anybody saying it was real on April 1st. I wouldn't believe it until it was April 2nd. And so the way that I found out for sure that it was real was because Brizzy Voices tweeted on April 2nd that it was April 2nd and they were still together. And I trust Brizzy Voices. I met her at Playlist Live a few years ago, and I trust her. If she says they're together, I believe her. And, like, obviously there's way more that's come out about it now that they are together, but it's just an insane thing that they would post that on April Fool's Day. Because either way, it's like the best April Fool's prank ever. Either they aren't married and it was an elaborate scheme to make it look like they were, or they are married but nobody believes them because they posted it on April Fool's Day, and it's like the boy who cried wolf, you know? So, very well done from Courtney and Shane. Pretty amazing fucking prank. Like, 10 out of 10 April Fool's Day prank. They got me for sure. I definitely saw it and was like, oh my god, and then I was like, no, it's April Fool's Day, and then I was like, oh my god? Like, I was not sure. I didn't know. I was like, the whole internet was, I think, shook to their core that happened. Truly. Okay. Next batch of eggs. So that was 10:30 we just did. Okay. I cannot believe we're, like, into the thousands at this point. This is ridiculous. This hunt has been going on for so long. But I think that was all of the big April Fool's Day news. I think. I'm pretty sure. I almost said something about the big announcement. I haven't gotten to it yet. The biggest news. We're not there yet, Charlie. We're not there. We're not at the biggest news yet. I was about to get to it. I'm making sure I do all of the small news first. I'm trying to think of what other small news there is. I feel like there was one more thing I wrote down. Because I talked about April Fools. There was something else. I know that there was something else. I can't remember. I wrote it all down to talk about on stream, and now I cannot remember. Well, if I don't remember anything else, I'll just tell you about the big news, and then I'll remember the small news later. But I gotta walk through my... You did something related to it. Okay. Let me walk back through my week and think about what the hell we did, because I feel like there was something else. Oh, well, one thing that Charlie and I did is we finally applied for the craft fair that I was telling you guys about last week. I hadn't actually, like, applied for it. I had filled out the application but never sent it in. I remembered to send it in, so... We might be doing, like, an in-person craft fair in May, which I'm super excited about, because we haven't done one in a while. And it's with, like, an animal group, and we literally adopted Mandy from a shelter. So we're very excited about that. Oh, I ran into a guy. What did we do yesterday? Did we do anything? Not yesterday, the day before. Tuesday, Charlie and I did a bunch of errands, but I don't think any of them are actually important. Well, I'll tell you about them anyway because they're funny. When did we hear if we got in? I don't know, because it didn't say, like... Normally you wouldn't pay a vendor fee unless you're already accepted. Like, I don't know. It's weird that you submit the application and the vendor fee, because it's not an application fee. It said it was a vendor fee. So I feel like as long as you get the application and the vendor fee, they'll just send back something saying, like, you know, received or whatever. Because it wasn't like an application where they would respond and be like, yes, you got in, or no, you didn't, and now pay us. It was just like, send in a donation and the application, and then be there. Yeah, so maybe they probably accept everyone until... It's probably just like first come, first serve, and then if... Like, they'll just close the applications once they have enough people. I don't know. I'll check our email and make sure. But anyway, I'll tell you about the errands that Charlie and I did on Tuesday, just for fun. Oh, I remember the other news. It's not really news. You guys already know, but I'll tell you about it in a minute. Okay, let me start. So Tuesday, I have Tuesday off. Well, I used to have Tuesdays off. I no longer have Tuesdays off, but I did this week have Tuesday off. I'm excited for lots of things and also anxious. Yeah, very, very stressful, very crazy week. Okay, so that was 10:31. So I have Tuesday off, and Charlie and I have some things we needed to do. We've been packing a lot since we're moving, and, just like other tasks we need to do. So Charlie is working on applying for disability because they're disabled, and not working because they're disabled. So we had to go to their pediatrician's office and pick up their entire file from, like, since they were born. Since before they were born, there was some of their mom's, like, prenatal stuff in the files we looked at. And we had to, like, copy, like, every single piece of paperwork because they only had, like, original paper files. So we had to go and copy at, like, a Staples every single medical paper that Charlie had that was relevant to applying for disability, which was a lot. And then what else did we do? Oh, we went and we got sandwiches, which were very... It was our... What was it, Charlie? Yeah, there's still like 4 more that you need to do. I know. It was our 2-year and 7-month anniversary. I think. Something like that. I don't know. Every second we just call it our anniversary because we started dating on September 2nd, and we just kind of count every second of the month as our anniversary. But we went on a little sandwich date, and then we picked up groceries and such. But no, the other smaller news I was meaning to tell you guys is that I know that the stream schedule was a little bit wonky the last couple of weeks, and it will continue to be wonky throughout the move. But my schedule has officially changed as of this week. I no longer work weekends. I used to work Saturday and Sunday. I don't anymore. I have Saturday and Sunday this week off, and every week after that for the foreseeable future. Which means that my streams are going to be, and Charlie's streams are going to be, like, at slightly different days and times. So I'm still going to be streaming on 31 months. Wow, that's a lot. If you did your math right. I'm going to choose to believe you because I can't do math. I'm going to choose to believe that that's correct. But yeah, we're closer to being together for 3 years than we are for having been together 2 years, which is crazy. I mean, it feels like we've been together that long, but it also doesn't. Like, when we first started dating, it felt like we had been together for 6 months when it had only been, like, 1. And now it feels like we've been together for 3 years, but we've also only been together 1 year. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, so today is Thursday, so I'm streaming at my normal time today. And then Saturday, instead of streaming at 10:30 like I normally do, I'm probably going to stream at, like, 7. I haven't exactly picked out what time I want to do on Saturdays. It might be earlier, it might be later. I might do, like, afternoons on Saturdays, like 4:30 or something, or I might do, like, 7, like I normally do. I don't know, but Saturday streams are going to be later in the day now since I have Saturdays off and I don't have to wake up for work. Yes, Saturday is the new joint day. Yeah. So Charlie and I used to do our joint streams on Tuesdays because that was the day I had off. But now that I have Saturdays off, that's when we do our joint streams. So this particular Saturday, we're going to do more Stardew Valley at like 7 p.m. And then on Tuesday, instead of my stream being at like 7 p.m. like it used to be, it's going to be at 10:30 because I have to wake up for work. So basically just like scooted what days and what times they're at. So I posted about it in my Discord and on Twitter and everything, but just be aware. And then Charlie hasn't been streaming this week just because we've been so busy and they haven't been feeling well. But whenever Charlie does come back to streaming, their days and times will also be a little bit different. Like, I think they'll still be at like 11 a.m. on the days that I work. It'll just be like Friday or like Wednesday and Monday, or I don't know. I forget what they decided, but basically just like slightly adjusted stream schedule because my job is finally not making me work weekends, which is very exciting because as much as I loved having a weekday off in case I needed to take Charlie to like a doctor's appointment or anything like that, it was also kind of difficult not having my Saturdays and my Sundays off because everybody who wants to hang out is like, are you free this weekend? And I'm like, no, like I work until 11. So no, I'm not free. So it's very exciting to be able to have my weekends back because I missed them. This week was particularly difficult because I only got 1 day off instead of 2. And I had to work like 8 days with only 1 day off when I normally work 5 days with 2 days off. So that was annoying. But it'll all work out when I get Saturday and Sunday off this week. Although I kind of liked working on Sundays because it's usually pretty slow, like nobody calls. Oh, Easter! That was the other thing I was going to talk about. It was Easter, so happy Easter to all who celebrate. I personally celebrate Easter. You know, Jesus rising from the dead and all that, or whatever. But it was also the spring equinox a couple weeks ago, and I know that there's, like, other holidays happening around the springtime, like, I think Ramadan just happened, and either way, happy whatever holiday that you celebrate in the springtime. We went over to Charlie's place, and we had brunch with their mom. I celebrate spring equinox. I know you do. Yeah, so we went over to Charlie's parents' place, and we did brunch with their mom. Easter brunch, spring equinox brunch, whatever you want to call it. Just brunch. But yeah, I think that covers all of the small news. I think that's everything. So the next thing is just the big news. It's been 30 minutes, so I feel like I've like teased you guys enough. I'm edging you to the the big news. But if you follow me on my super secret, aka Austera, that's right, yeah. Oh, okay, here's our last egg for the batch, and then I'll tell you the news. Just in case, yes, the name of the holiday, yeah. Just in case this egg is shiny. I think it would be very good timing, just because the news I'm about to tell you about is good news, and it's very exciting news. And so I feel very lucky that this is news that I get to tell you guys. And so I'm like, if I'm already feeling lucky, then maybe one of the Poliwags will be shiny. I really feel like today one of them is going to be, just because of how over odds we are. But every time I say that, it's not true. So don't fucking trust a word out of my mouth. But anyway, if you follow my super secret, not private, but kind of private because I don't really tell people about it, backup Twitter fan account for Dan and Phil, which you probably don't and you probably shouldn't, just because I tweet my, like, personal thoughts on there. But if we're close or you know me in real life, you might follow that account. So if you follow that account, you already know. But everybody who follows me on my regular, like, main Twitter doesn't know. Unless you follow Charlie and then Charlie retweeted my thing. But you probably don't know, and if you do, congrats. You found out a little bit early. But for everybody who doesn't know, drumroll please. Get me tippy tappies in the chat, Charlie. Do you have your tippy tappies? Do you have any bongo tappies? I think I have one on BTTV. If you guys have tippy tappies, put the tippy tappies in the chat. I want to build up to the large news. I need tippy tappies. Oh, I ran into a sunflora. I'm pretty sure I have one. Colon bongo. Yeah, I've got one. Hold on, I need multiple of them. Oh, there was a problem getting the emote. Oh yeah, you have cats too. All right, wait, you do cats and I'll do this one. Okay, there we go. I got bongo taps. We got tippy tappies in the chat. Drum roll. Okay, the big news is yesterday, Charlie and I signed our new lease. Yippee! Yay! I just paid the security deposit with my parents' card. Yes. So yesterday we signed our lease. I want to tell you so much more about the house than I'm allowed to because, like, I just want to start showing you photos of where we're going to live, and I want to tell you where we're going to live, but I can't because I would dox myself so hard if I did. But I want you to know that we are living in the cutest, ittiest, bittiest little house. It's not really that itty bitty. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Okay. So right now we live in an apartment, like just straight up, actually a pretty big apartment we live in right now. But it's like part of a large complex, and we were kind of tired of that with having a dog and everything. So we were originally looking at like townhouses because we live in Northern Virginia and there's a lot of like townhouses around here. Like it's just a pretty because we live right near, well, we're trying to get out of, well, we are getting out of, I guess now, but right now we live very close to George Mason University. Like we went to that school. And so we live within, like, commuting distance of that school. I'm okay telling you that now because we're going to move out in a month. And that's where we went to school. But now we're moving, like, out of the city. Like, we're getting out of the city and going elsewhere, which is, like, great. You know, we needed, like, the suburban life, you know, for our dog. We got a house. Like an actual house, not a townhouse. We got a house with a yard. Because originally we thought we were going to get a townhouse, but then we found a split level, like, rambler, basically. And it is the cutest little thing. It has, like, 3 bedrooms and, like, a little living room and a little kitchen. It has, like a laundry room with a washer dryer in it. And we toured it on Easter before we went to brunch with Charlie's mom. And it was so freaking stinking cute, and it has a massive backyard that is completely fenced in, which is what we were hoping for Leo, because dude needs to, like, poop and pee and such. So we were very excited about that. Huge yard. Yeah, bigger yard than we had found in some of the other places that we had looked. Out of all of the places that we looked, this wasn't my top choice, because there was one that we really wanted that we ended up not even applying for because they were not going to accept us with a dog, which was stupid because it was a really cute place. But out of the places we toured and, like, actually applied to, because we did apply one place that rejected us, but I'm actually kind of glad they rejected us, other than the fact that we had to pay money to apply and we don't get that money back. But I think I like the place we found better than the place that rejected us. So I'm actually, like, kind of okay with the fact that they rejected us, because we ended up finding a place that I think will work out better. That place was all one level, which I liked, and this one is split level, so we do have to deal with stairs. But since it's split level, it's, like, really small stairs. Like, it's not that big of a deal, so I don't think Charlie will have trouble navigating them. And there were handrails and stuff. So yeah, this place is better than where we first applied. I agree. I think that the yard at the place we first applied was big, but it didn't seem like it was very well taken care of, and the deck was a little bit wobbly, and we were worried that Leo would, like, break the wood. Like, we were worried he would, like, barrel through the railing or, like, bust through the deck, because it didn't seem like it was the most sturdy. But this yard seems a lot better for him. So it's better than the place. All right, it wasn't 1044, Charlie, but it could be 1048. But I think that this place is better overall. So it wasn't my number 1 pick, but it's definitely, I liked it a lot when we toured it. There still had a tenant living there when we toured, so I really want to see the place like empty, but we won't really get to do that until we're moving in. But I have already started like picturing it in my head, like where we're gonna put everything, and I like drew out a map of it on paper, and then I put it onto a computer, and now we're mapping it out in The Sims. Which is what we did when we moved into this apartment. We mapped it out in The Sims first so that we could like picture it and like get a sense of space, and then we moved in and put everything almost exactly where we imagined it. Because obviously things don't work out exactly one-to-one from The Sims to a real house. We also don't have a floor plan of the house, so I'm going off of my memory of how it looked when we toured it, which is turning out to be not the best memory, because I know there was a bathroom, but I don't remember where it was. Like, I can't remember if it was like on the first floor or on the second floor, or if it was connected to the primary bedroom, or if it was like its own thing. Like, I have no recollection, which is so sad, because I toured it and I remember looking at it, but I have no idea where the bathroom was. I couldn't tell you. But regardless, we really liked the place. We signed the lease yesterday. We move in the first week of May. So very excited about that. Really need to get out of the place that we're currently in. Not because this place is bad. We love this place, but it's just like time. Like, we've outgrown this place. Leo has outgrown this place. You know, I think the only person who wants to stay here is Mandy. And, like, fair enough. Mandy loves this place. It's very cozy. I think she's gonna miss all the carpet. That's the one thing. The new place is mostly hardwood, which is what we wanted, because pets make carpet very stinky. And now we can, like, confine Leo to an area with, like, hardwood and tile, rather than putting him on carpet. Because he is a poodle mix, and he gets very muddy when he goes out when he goes outside in the rain. And then, like, he brings the muddy feet onto the carpet, and then the carpet is muddy, and then we have to vacuum the carpet. We had to buy a wet vacuum just because of Mandy and Leo, because they, like, dirty up the carpet. I guess we won't really need that very much anymore in the new place, which is good. The stairs are carpet, which is actually really a W, because the one thing that Charlie might do is fall down a flight of stairs. But if they fall down the stairs, it's only like 4 stairs, so it's not even like a whole flight of stairs. And it'll be carpet, so they'll maybe not hurt themselves as much. But the landing between them isn't carpet, like, because it's a split level, so you walk into that landing. But we're gonna get like a welcome mat. The welcome mat that I really want, I have been looking at it for probably like a year at least. We see it at Second and Charles all the time. We're not allowed to have welcome mats at our apartment, which is kind of weird. I mean, we could have put one inside, like next to the glass door, and maybe we should have, so that Leo would wipe his frickin' feet when he comes in. But we're not allowed to put a welcome mat outside the door to our apartment, because, like, technically that's common space, I guess. But since it'll be our own house, we are allowed to put a welcome mat out, or at least they haven't told us that we're not. So the welcome mat that I really want to get, we see it at Second Charles all the time. It just says roll for initiative, and then it has like a D20 on it. And I think that is just like so nerdy and totally perfectly us. I almost bought it when we saw it, even though we weren't allowed to have welcome mats, because in my head I was like, we'll want it when we're allowed to have welcome mats. And then last time we went to Second and Charles was kind of recently, and I looked for it and I didn't see it, and I was like, where is it? I'm hoping it was just under the other welcome mats that they had, because there are some other kind of funny welcome mats in the same section, and like I would be willing to get a different one, but the roll for initiative one is my favorite, and I think that it's so funny, because it's like, you choose to enter the house, roll for initiative. And I think it'll be so fun, especially if we can start, like, because something about this apartment that I didn't realize bothered me until we started to move out is that having people over to this apartment is a nightmare. We have nowhere to host anybody. Our kitchen table it always has stuff all over it. Our couch is totally dirty because Leo and, like, we just throw stuff onto the couch all the time. So our living room is basically unlivable, and whenever we have people over, we basically just invite them into this room or into our bedroom. And it's weird when we invite people over into our bedroom because there's no seating in there. It's just our bed. So the only place to sit in our whole house is the couch in here. Or in the craft room, but the craft room is always really messy because we're always crafting in there. And there's also not really any good seating in there besides the beanbags, which, like, if we're crafting, it's nice to just, like, sit on the beanbags and craft. But it definitely is, like, it's a little bit, like, it's hard to have people over, and this apartment is really tight. Even though it's a huge apartment, we have managed to fill every nook and cranny of the space to make it almost impossible to walk in. And I don't know. It's not a livable space. But in our new house, it'll be, like, possible to have people over because there will be our upstairs where it's probably going to be super messy and probably where we're not going to have people come up a lot because it'll be my office and Charlie's office and our bedroom on the upper floor. And then on the lower floor, it'll be the living room, the kitchen, and, like, the laundry room. So it'll actually be a livable space. Like, oh, Cat is playing The Legend of Zelda. Hi, Cat. But yeah, it's like, it'll just be nice to be able to have people over, especially if we get the D&D welcome mat. It would be so good if we had people coming over to play D&D that, like, the welcome mat is like, roll for initiative, and they're coming over to, like, play D&D with us, because we used to play a lot of D&D and we haven't recently just because things have been so hectic. But I'm hoping maybe we can have people over to play D&D. I think that would be really fun. Because our house is also, it's farther away from some of the people that we know here in Fairfax, but it's closer to some people that we know that live a little bit further away. Like one of my friends, Olivia, specifically. I'm not going to dox where she lives, but she lives a little bit further than, like, a respectable commutable distance from Mason. And we are going to be living about that far away. So we could have her over, and our friend Moth. Their parents live not that far from where we're moving to. So all in all, I think it's going to be very nice. Streams are going to be very few and far between for the next month because moving is such a task. And as you can see, the background is coming down. Like, pretty much there's nothing behind me anymore. And I feel bad that my background is so plain for my streams right now, but it's like, what else am I supposed to put back there? The one thing I'm going to do in the new house is make sure that my desk is not facing the door. I've learned that in this house, is that if I want to put stuff behind me, like a bookshelf, I can't because there's a door there. And I liked having my piano behind me before, but now the piano is packed away, so. Also, something I'm excited about and hoping for in the new house is I think there will be enough room for me to set up my drum kit. I don't know for sure because, like, it was a little bit tight in the area that I think I want to put my drums in, but, like, fingers crossed they'll fit. And even if I can't have them set up all the time, if I can at least fit to have them set up some of the time, that'll be good. Because right now my drums are in the closet and I can't set them up at all because there's just, like, not room for them. Which is sad because I like to play the drums. That's, like, something I enjoy. I like playing the drums. I like playing the piano. I like playing the ukulele. So I just want to be able to, like, play my instrument, you know? Anyway, that's the big news. We're moving. We got a house. We're very excited about it. And streams will happen when they happen for the next couple weeks. Because we're moving, like, the second weekend in May, I think. So definitely no streams, like, right before that or right after that. Because I'm going to have to, like, set up my desk. Which is awkward, too, because I work from home. So I have to take a couple days off so that I can make sure that I'm, like, able to work. Hold on, I'm a couple eggs behind again. That should have been 4. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to not take off too many days of work just based on the fact that I won't be able to access my computer. So I started working on Well, let me back up a little bit. Me personally, you guys, I'm fucking autistic. And if there's one thing that I do as an autistic bitch, it's I love spreadsheets. I love, like, just, like, organization and shit. Like, the ADHD part of my brain doesn't particularly like organization, but the autistic part of my brain very much does. And that is what being AUDHD is all about. Okay, we got the whole box, and we've got nothing to show for it. Awesome. On to the next. So I made a big spreadsheet when we were first looking at places, because it was really hard to find a place. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The housing market is awful right now. The job market is awful right now. I literally had to put applying for jobs on hold, because I'm looking for a new job. I had to put applying for new jobs on hold, because I had to apply to so many apartments and townhouses and houses that I literally didn't have time to do both. Which is why I haven't been streaming as much and why it's just been so busy and so fucking hectic. Because it's just like every second of my quote unquote free time, I was worrying about applying to a place or finding a place. So I was on Zillow like every single day looking for places. So I'm glad that that's over. It's honestly such a relief that we've signed the lease and that we don't have to think about it anymore. Because I just didn't even want to put it out into existence. Like, I didn't even want to tell anybody that we had found a place we liked or anything like that, because I didn't want to jinx it. Like, I rarely, like, okay, I'm religious, kind of. I grew up religious, and I walked away from a lot of aspects of religion when I was in high school, because I kind of realized what organized religion is like, and I didn't really appreciate it. So I took a really big step back from religion when I was in high school, and then I kind of have started working my way back towards it in, like, spirituality in college. I don't, like, attend church or, like, anything like that, but I do, like, have certain values that I hold and, like, et cetera, et cetera. And also, there's a lot of, like, really homophobic and fucking, like, pro-life ass Christians. Oop, a mass outbreak of Dreepy. And, like, that's not me, obviously, at all. But I am, like, a spiritual person. I, like, you know, I believe in, like, God and the universe and, you know, things like that. So, and Charlie's a witch, and they're pagan, so they do, like, spells and, like, good luck spells and stuff like that. They did a spell on the first of the month. It's, like, a first of the month spell, and it's about, like, receiving good energy for the month or whatever. And they literally did that right before we got the email about the lease. So, say what you will, but that shit worked. And then me, I was, like, praying about it, like, every single night. And I, like, never pray. I'm really, like, not a very good Christian at all. I do not pray very often. And when I do pray, I'm often just asking for something, which makes me feel bad, because then it makes the relationship with God feel very one-sided. But I'm just like, hey, God, sorry that every time I pray, I'm asking you for something, but I need your help again. So I was like, every night I was like, please, God, like, let us have this fucking house. Like, please, please let them accept us. Because it was really hard to find a place. And we got denied from the first place that we applied. And we didn't apply to a lot of other places because they just told us no before we even applied. And it wasn't because of anything about us. Like, if it was just the two of us applying for a place without a dog or a cat, we probably would have found a place like a month ago. But it was because we were applying with a 110-pound dog and a cat who's not declawed, that they were like, we don't want your animals to ruin the place, right? And I'm like, they're not going to. The only thing about this apartment that isn't in tip-top shape because of the animals, like, anything else that got ruined is because of us. But the only thing in this apartment that is not, like, in tip-top shape because of the animals that we aren't able to fix when we move out is the carpet. And we knew that moving in, and we told them that we didn't want the carpet replaced when we moved in because we were going to ruin it, and they told us that that was okay, and we didn't. Our deposit does not include the carpet, and they're going to replace the carpet when we move out, at no cost to us, because we asked them not to replace. Like, they replace the carpet between tenants, or they replace it like every 4 years, whichever happens. Like, if you only live here for a year, they're not going to replace it. But we've lived here for 2 years, and the person who lived here before us lived here for a little while, so they were going to replace the carpet on, like, an every 4-year cycle or whatever it was. And we told them, don't replace the carpet. we don't want brand new carpet that our animals are inevitably going to ruin. And they were like, okay, fine, we won't. And when we do replace the carpet, it won't cost you. So Mandy did scratch the carpet, and Leo did get mud all over the carpet, and we spilled a drink onto the carpet, and it doesn't matter because they're gonna rip it out when we move, which is great. So I really don't foresee our animals ruining anything in the new house. Like, Mandy just has tummy issues and she doesn't always make it into the litter box, and then Leo is just a gigantic dog. But having a big yard will help, and having hardwood will help, because if he makes the hardwood dirty, we just Swiffer it, problem solved. You know? So, yeah, but a lot of places weren't even willing to look at our application, so we just didn't even apply, because they were like, no, you have a dog, like, because we were working with a realtor who was helping us out. Her name's Claudia, and thank God for Claudia, by the way. Holy shit. Like, if it wasn't for Claudia, I don't know what the fuck we would have done. Like, I was just, like, blindly searching on Zillow with no idea what I was looking for. And then just sending things and trying to, like, we were emailing the owners and being like, hello, can we please tour your place? And the first place that we found before we started working with Claudia was something that we had found on Zillow and we thought was going to be good, and then it was awful. Like, it was like falling apart. They had not taken care of it. There was like trash in the yard. There was literally like a used tampon, I'm not even kidding, in the yard when we toured the place. Like, that's a huge red flag, literally. There were like cigarette butts and shit. It's like, girl, clean the yard before you're having guests over. My God. It was also it was a vacant, like townhouse when we toured it. So it would be one thing if someone was still living there and it was their used tampon, I guess, which still no, but I guess, or if it was like their cigarettes because they smoked or whatever. But it was literally a vacant place. Like, the tenant had already moved out. So why is there a dirty ass tampon in the fucking yard? That was crazy. Needless to say, we did not apply to that place. But yeah, there was one other place that we toured that we almost applied to. And if we hadn't signed the lease with this place, we probably would have applied to that place. I feel bad. The guy texted us like a few days after, and he was like, "Are you still interested in the house?" And we were like, "Oh, no." And like, I know that happens all the time, but I can't help but weirdly feel bad when I told them I was interested and then actually turned out that I got another place. It's the same thing when you apply for jobs. I applied for a couple of jobs and I got the job that I currently have, and I had talked about interviews with a couple of other places, and they were like, are you still interested in this job? And I was like, no, I found another position. And like, I know that happens all the time, and they're used to it as recruiters. Like, certainly they get that all the time. But something in my stupid brain is like, no, they're going to be mad that you rejected them. Like, that makes any sense. But that was just like what my brain was telling me. But anyway, that was a long tangent again. I didn't get to the point that I was trying to make, which is that I'm autistic, and I made a huge spreadsheet of all of the places that we had looked at. Like, every link I found on Zillow, I would put into a spreadsheet and be like, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, this many square feet, in this location, allows pets, doesn't allow pets, has a yard, doesn't have a yard. Like, I filled out a spreadsheet with all of that information for each and every place that we looked at. And then we would go through and we would tour them or apply to them kind of like according to the spreadsheet, which is, you know, just my favorite little hobby is to make spreadsheets. So in that same vein, I started working on a document plan for our move. And because I have to get my computer set up like ASAP. So I basically, what's going to happen is we're moving over like the course of a 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Thursday night, I'm going to have work. I've taken off Friday. Well, they haven't approved my request yet, but I requested work off on Friday. And it's like a month from now, so there's no reason for them not to accept it. I'm allowed to have 1 day off a month from now, I think, at my job. I hope. I don't even have PTO yet, so it's like unpaid time off that I'm asking for. All right, 1069 is going to be in this batch, so let's see if we can get it to be 1069. But anyway, I was like making a plan, like a minute by minute, not really, but like an hour by hour plan for how the move is going to go. And everything, of course, always takes longer than you plan it for, right? Like, when we moved into this place, it took a long time, and we were only moving one apartment building over. We used to live in literally one building over. It was like building 2 or building 4, and now we live in building 2. And it's evens on one side and odds on the other side. So 1, 3, and 5 are on the other side, and we're 2, 4, and 6 over here. So we moved from building 4 to building 2, and it still took like 2 days. And now we're moving like 30, 40 minutes away. So we're gonna have to get like a whole U-Haul. But I was like working on the document, and I was like, okay, Thursday night, 11 p.m., I log out of work, because my computer is still going to have to be completely set up on Thursday. I can't pack any of it, because I need my PC, my microphone, my headset, my webcam, both of my monitors, and my keyboard and my mouse. Everything else, like streaming stuff, I can take down, so like my camera, my ring light, that stuff I can take down, but everything else needs to still be set up on Thursday night when we're moving on Friday. And like Friday morning at 10 a.m. is when they're letting us into the unit. So like literally like 11 p.m. I'm going to be clocking out and then just taking down my monitors and like clearing off my desk completely. Which I don't know how I'm going to do successfully because my monitors are on a mount that is drilled into my desk. So I'm not 100% sure how to deal with that. But I'm going to have a box like ready to go to just shove my monitors and my PC into and then put that shit in my car and then like 10 a.m. Saturday or Friday rather, drive that fucking box in my car over to the new place and then in the U-Haul my desk because my desk is too big for my car. And then the U-Haul brings the desk over. We put the desk in and I put my computer stuff together while we move the rest of the shit in. Like, I was like planning it out because we also need the assistance of other people. Like Charlie can't lift very much because they're just a baby and also disabled. And I can lift sort of to a certain extent, but I have back problems, so I can't lift anything like too heavy without like really hurting my back. And if I hurt my back the first 5 minutes of moving and then I have to move for 2 more days, it's not going to go over well. But Friday we need the help of Charlie's younger brother Austin. He's like 6'3" or something and like strong, so he'll be able to help us lift stuff. And then Charlie's dad and Charlie's mom and like I think a couple of Charlie's brother's friends, hopefully, because they're also like, you know, big and strong. If you can, you know, get men to help you move things, that's the goal, right? It's not what what you can do for misogyny, but what misogyny can do for you. Just be like, oh, I'm too strong to lift this box, but you're big. Can you carry it? But like we have a couple boxes that are just like really too heavy. Like it has like textbooks and stuff in it. Like it's literally just like a box of bricks that are too heavy for me. So those are things I'm gonna have to make Charlie's brother carry. But because Charlie's brother is still in high school, he's like busy Friday. He's going to be like at school until like 3 p.m. or whatever. So it's like Charlie and I are going to be on our own Friday morning, moving everything we possibly can without a U-Haul and without their brother. So what that means is we're going to be moving like plushies and like light things basically. And then once we have on Saturday or Friday night, once we have their brother's help, loading up the U-Haul and taking it over. So it's going to be a long process. It's going to be really difficult. I'm not excited about the process of actually having to move everything. I wish I could just like teleport all of our items and they would be in the new place. Because as excited as I am to move, I'm not excited to actually have to move. If that makes any fucking sense. Like I want to be moved. I don't want to have to move. That seems like a lot of work. But I think we can do it. I think a U-Haul will help. We didn't have a U-Haul when we moved into this place because we didn't need one because we were moving one building over. So all we would do is put everything into a U-Haul and then move the U-Haul one parking space over and then just put it in. So that would have been stupid. So we just moved everything directly from one to the other. But yeah. So I think some things will be easier and some things will be harder. Okay, so it wasn't 1069, because that was the last one. But I think some things will be, like, more difficult to move going, like, 30-40 minutes away, and some things will be easier to move just because of the U-Haul. Because also some of the stuff in our apartment, not what I meant to press, some of the stuff in our apartment now, we didn't move into this apartment. I mean, we did, obviously. We had to get it in here. But, like, my desk, for example, I did not move that from the last apartment to this apartment. My parents, it was in my parents' house, and I had to move it from my parents' house to here. So my dad put it in his car because it didn't fit into my car, or it didn't fit into Charlie's car. By like half an inch, by the way. My dad's car is not that much bigger than Charlie's car, but it just barely fit into his car and just barely didn't fit into ours, which was super annoying. But yeah, my dad drove it up here for me, and then, you know, he put it in here, so... that is the one thing that's different about this move from last move, is technically I did not move out of the last apartment and into this one. Like, I did. For all intents and purposes, I did. But I technically did not live in the last apartment. Was my stuff there? Some of it, yeah. Was I on the lease? No. Was I sleeping in Charlie's bed? Yes. Did I have my own room? No. So I moved very little of my stuff into this apartment from the last one. I actually moved most of my stuff into this apartment from my dorm, and I didn't have very much in my dorm because all of the furniture comes with the dorm. Like, I didn't need to buy a desk. I had a desk in the dorm, so I didn't need to move anything, right? So, like, it was just like my clothes and, you know, the stuff I used for college. I didn't really have to move any furniture, but when I moved out of my parents' house... and rather my parents moved out of my parents' house, I had to get all my shit. So that included my chair, my desk, my computer, like all that stuff. So we have a lot more stuff to move from this apartment to the house than we did from the last apartment to this apartment. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be really hard to move everything. I'm excited about it, but I'm also very nervous about it. Like Charlie said earlier, I feel like I'm excited and nervous about a lot of the things that we have coming up. Like, I'm excited about the craft fair, but I'm nervous about it. And I'm excited about moving, but I'm nervous about it. And I'm excited about my, you know, my job being Monday through Friday, but I'm also nervous about it because they're doing another set of cuts and I don't want to get laid off. And like, I want to get a new job. So I'm excited about getting a new job, but I'm also nervous about having to get a new job. It's like, I don't know. It's been a very insane week. Very stressful, very exciting, very full of news, from Danville Crafts being back to Shortney getting married to us signing our new lease. Like, there's just been a ton going on. Like, I can't even begin to express how hectic and chaotic this last week has been. And well, there you go. I haven't slept a ton. Come Saturday, I am going to be just, like, sleeping. Because Tuesday, I probably should have taken Tuesday to rest since it was my only day off last week. But I ended up having to do all those errands with Charlie. We had to copy all their paperwork, and then we went on a date, and then we got the groceries. So we ended up doing a lot of things on Tuesday, and I didn't get a ton of time to rest. So when Saturday hits, after I worked like 8 days with only 1 day off, because I literally worked like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then had off Tuesday, and then had to work Wednesday, and then I worked today and tomorrow. So it's like 8 days. And it's almost 8 days in a row, except for I had Tuesday off, so... And then I was busy Tuesday, so I've basically had like 9 days in a row that I've been very tired. So as soon as Saturday hits, especially now that we're done looking for apartments, because every Saturday for the last like month or so was like tour. We had to tour a new place like every weekend to make sure that we had a new place to apply and that we could get in somewhere by the time we had to move. Because originally our lease here was ending May 1st. We got it extended because we have to move in the second week of May. Or the second weekend of May. Thank God they let us extend it because they definitely did not have to, but they did, so that was nice of them. But apparently there is a tenant coming in after us, so they jumped on that quick. But also, I guess we did give them a 60-day notice like 2 months ago. So, but yeah, luckily they let us extend it for like a week and a half, which is what we needed to be able to move into the new place. So, yeah, I'm just glad that this Saturday I have nothing planned that I'm aware of. And I'm just gonna sleep. Like, I have stream, but other than that, I'm just gonna sleep. And probably pack. Pack and clean. We had an inspection of the apartment on April 1st, too, because that was supposedly 1 month before we were moving out, before we realized that we needed to extend our lease. So they do an inspection a month before we move out, and then after we move out. And so our landlord came to inspect our property, and we just still have like all of our stuff out. Like, we have some stuff in boxes, but for the most part, everything is not in boxes yet. So she literally came in and she looked at a few things and was like, I mean, you guys still have way too much stuff for me to be able to tell if you've damaged anything. And I'm like, we didn't. It's fine. Just don't look at it. We totally did. But, you know, we put nails in the walls and shit, which you're not really supposed to do in an apartment, but we're just gonna, like, magic eraser over it, you know? Just fill all the holes. They won't notice. It's fine. But, you know, such is renting a place. I'm really excited to own a place someday, so we don't have to worry about that. Like, when we can just, like, paint on the walls and, like, drill holes into the walls and, like, nobody can stop us, you know? That's what I am excited for, is that prospect, I think. I don't know when we'll actually own something of our own. The place we're moving into is like, a rental, so. We did sign a 2-year lease, though. That was kind of weird. We thought we were gonna have a 1-year lease, and they were like, we can do a 1-year lease, but if we do, we're gonna raise the rent next year. But if you do a 2-year lease, we won't raise the rent. And I was like, okay, well, I would prefer it if you didn't raise the rent, because we're already pushing it. The place we found is like pushing our budget to the limit. Hopefully my job is gonna give me a raise soon, though, because I make like $13 an hour, and they said I might start making 14, which is shit, by the way. To live in this area, with the cost of living in this area, and to only be paid $13 an hour is fucking bizarre, by the way. But, you know, it's okay because I'm splitting the rent, so if I had to pay all of the rent by myself, I'd be broke. Like, I literally would not be able to afford the place that we're moving into all by myself, but that's why we have Charlie. And by Charlie, I mean Charlie's parents, because Charlie has no job. But luckily, Charlie's dad is helping with the rent, which is good. He's, like, splitting it with me. Yeah. Because my current job, like, I can't remember exactly how much I'm paying. I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys all about my fucking finances. It's none of your business. But I'm just trying to, like, make a point about the cost of living here. I think, because they tell you that you want rent to be, like, 1/3 of your income, right? Which it totally isn't. Not even close. It's over half. Because I want to say, I mean, what do you make before tax at $13 an hour? If you work 40 hours a week at $13 an hour, I think it comes out to like 2,000 something. Like a month in your net pay or your gross pay before your taxes get taken out. So don't ask me about taxes. I have no idea how much I make. After tax. But I just did my taxes too. Well, I didn't. My dad did. I helped my dad with them. But I don't know. I don't know anything about taxes. Don't ask me how much I make. All I know is that the government owed me money this year instead of in reverse. So that's the good news. Okay. Oh, I have an ad coming up. Let me snooze it real fast, and I'll get through this batch of eggs, and then... Oop, Krogunks. And then I'll go on the ad break after this batch of eggs. But anyway, the rent in this area is also about $2,000, and the amount of money that I make on my salary is about $2,000. So just do that math. If I was paying it all by myself, but I'm only paying half, so it's okay. But yeah, rent is like half of my income right now, which is not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like 1/3. But you know, the cost of living and the cost of rent and the cost of groceries goes up, but the wages stay where they are. Isn't that great? Which is why they're raising the minimum wage to 15, which is still not enough as somebody who makes 14. Like, it would be better, sure, but I still wouldn't be able to afford the place we're living in without Charlie's dad's help. Like, you should be able to afford... A person working minimum wage should be able to afford a one-bedroom apartment by themselves. Like, that, I feel like, is a given. Oh, Big Terabella Bolt. Because at the very minimum, if you're a single person, you should be able to have a single bedroom place. Like, I feel like that's obvious. You know, Charlie and I are looking a little bit above that. We're looking for a 3-bedroom place when there's only 2 of us because we need separate offices. So we need 3 bedrooms. But even still, the 2-bedroom places we found were almost as expensive as the 3-bedroom places, so it didn't really matter in the long run. We were still looking at anything between like $1,800 and like $2,500, which is way over budget. But that's what would come up. There were places that were $3,000 for like a 3-bedroom apartment. And I was like, that's insane. $1,000 for 1 bedroom is insane in a 3-bedroom place. Like, what? Because if you split the rent with 3 people, you'd still be paying $1,000 each, which is ridiculous. Like, literally insane. But anyway, I hope they continue to raise the minimum wage and not raise everything else, but I know that they will. Like, I could go on and on forever about the, like, boomers being like, well, if millennials just didn't drink as much Starbucks, maybe you'd be able to afford a house. And it's like, no, because first of all, we're boycotting Starbucks right now because of the fact that they're, like, fucking Zionists and paying to Israel and shit. So we're not drinking Starbucks anymore. We stopped drinking Starbucks, and we can't afford anything. It's like, I wonder why that is, you know? It's because houses are like $300,000 minimum now, and they used to be like 30,000, you know? Like the price of a car now used to be the price of a house, you know? Like a new car. Because my car I got for like $5,000 from like a sort of sketchy dealership in Richmond. But, you know, she served me well for the most part. Okay. All right. I'm going to go on the ad break, but I will see you guys in like 3 minutes. Grab a drink, grab a snack, walk your pet fish, go to the bathroom, do whatever you got to do. I'll see you in like 3 minutes. Okay. You guys, I didn't notice until I went on my break. Look at Mandy. The blankets are kind of like piled up on the couch right now because we were trying to clean up in here and pack stuff. Look at her. Do you see her? She's like inside. She like curled her way up under the blankets. And she's like inside of... Do you see her right now? Are you guys looking at this? It's so fucking stinking cute. Look at her. She's like in... She's in there. She's such a baby. Look at her little face. Are you looking at her? She is so cozy right now. Are you guys fucking seeing this? She's so precious. Oh my god. I was gonna leave the room to go get something, but I didn't want to before I showed you guys. Because she's so stinking cute right now. Anyway. I'm gonna put the Mandy cam on too, because you guys deserve to look at her. She's so stinking cute right now. Anyway, I meant to finish my smoothie on the break, but just give me a second to like slurp this down. But yeah, Charlie, I was literally gonna go into our room and like check on you, but I didn't want to leave in case she followed me. But she is so stinking cute. I wonder if I can get like a close-up cam. Like if I can put the webcam like in there with her. Hold on. Look. Now it's like a close-up cam. You can really see her. She is absolutely sleepy. She is so freaking cute. I cannot believe her right now. Every time we get mad at Mandy for like scratching something she's not supposed to, or like missing the litter box or whatever, and then we have to clean up after her, there's like a moment where I'm like, oh my god, I fucking hate you. Like, why do we fucking have a cat? And then stuff like this happens, and I'm like, that's fucking why we have a cat. Like, look at her. I just want to like... Who's a good girl? Oh. Oh. Are you guys looking at that shit? Oh my god. Okay, alright, that's enough of that, but... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But she is such a baby. I'm gonna leave her up there because you guys deserve to look at her. She is so freaking cute. I'm gonna scream. But I don't want to disturb her. Excuse me, sorry. Had a hiccup. Ugh. I hate it when I get the hiccups, dude, because I like can't stop them, you know? And if you're trying to stream, that's really awkward. I just keep wanting to stare at Mandy, though. She's so freaking precious. I saw that Kat actually had gone live. That's why she's playing Zelda right now. She's doing a bonus stream. She doesn't normally stream on Thursdays, but I guess she didn't really have anything better to do. She's off work this week. I don't like talk about her personal business, but she got like a new job, so she's like not working right now. So she's doing like extra streams, which is great because I'm not able to make a lot of her streams because they're while I'm working, and then I feel like a lot of my streams are while she's working, so we're like not able to make each other's streams a lot. But I'm always happy when we are able to make each other's streams. She's so precious. I fucking know. She's such a fucking baby, dude. I didn't even know she was in there. Like, I knew that she was in here. I had heard her come in earlier, but I didn't know that she was, like, under that blanket. Because that blanket was just, like, thrown there. She tucked herself in. Like, I didn't do that to her. She was like that. And I'm like, you're so cute. Literally disgusting how cute she is. I can't wait until we're in the new place for her, because I really think she's going to love having her own space. Like, I feel like she really liked living here until we got Leo, and then she started to lose some of her personal space because of him. Like, places she used to be able to sit. Leo would just, like, bark at her if she sat there now. But now we're going to put Leo's crate probably into the laundry room. There was the tenant that currently lives in the place we're moving into now also has a dog, and they put their dog crate in the laundry room. It seems like they have a smaller dog than Leo, though, so I don't know if his crate will fit where she had put hers, but if it does, we're definitely going to put his crate in the laundry room, and if not, we'll probably put some of Mandy's stuff in there. Because then if we do put him in that room, the laundry room also has a door out to the backyard, so it's kind of like a perfect place to put him. But if we do put him in there, then Mandy will be able to have a lot of her own personal space without Leo barking at her, so. But, yeah. Alright. So, Charlie, what, your next guess was 1088, I think? So we're coming up on that, because my last guess was 1069. I haven't guessed anything since then. I don't know. I don't know what else I think it would be. I guess... I don't know. 1069 was what I was really hoping for. But maybe it'll be 1088. I feel like that's a good number. Other than the fact that it's the Nazi number. But if you ignore that it's the Nazi number, it's a good number. I guess like something that was a palindrome, but it would have to be like 1111 or something. And that wouldn't be today. That would be like next time, probably. I don't know. I could get to 1111 today. I don't know. Because that's like an angel number, 1111. Let's see it. Alright. Not shiny. I literally cannot get over Mandy right now. Like, I know that she has not moved, but I keep looking at my own cat cam to look at her because she's so stinking cute. Like, what a fucking baby. She's 9 years old, but she's a baby. She is so sleepy. She's just completely passed out. She's literally like putting her head on a pillow and under a blanket like a person. She's like tucked in. She's so cute. Maybe Mandy will give us some shiny luck. Oh my god. Okay, was that the last one? Yeah, so that was 1085. Okay, so this next batch will have 1088 in it. Alright. Yeah, because I have like an hour-ish left of stream. So let's see what we can get in an hour. Say will I. I wonder how long Mandy will stay like that. I hope she stays like that the whole stream. Or in a similar, but equally as cute position. I will definitely have to make sure she has a cat bed in my office and also somewhere to sit in Charlie's office. Like, some combination of a cat tower or a bed in every room, especially in both of our offices, so that she can hang out with us. Because she'll straight up sleep on our bed in our bedroom, so we don't really have to put anything in there for her. Actually, I already know. I will probably put her... I have the Squishmallow Frog cat bed. I will probably put that in my office, because it fits my froggy theme. So that's the perfect place to put that bed, I think. And then we'll probably put a cat tower in the living room, and then something in Charlie's office, and something in the craft room for her. We definitely need to get her a new... She used to have like a little hideaway kind of thing where it was sort of like a round thing with a hole in it that she could go into. But that thing got kind of destroyed. So we need to get her a new one. She didn't really like going inside of it all that much anyway, but she does like being inside of like small crevices, as you can fucking see. So, I don't know. Maybe she just didn't like that particular one. I think we got that from the Humane Society that we got her from. So, I don't know if she, because they gave us like a bed and a blanket and like one other thing, and I don't think she liked any of the stuff that they brought us, because I think maybe it smelled like the shelter, and maybe she didn't like it because it reminded her of the shelter. I don't think she very much liked being in the shelter. I don't know why you would. But there's like one one jacket of Charlie's that she loves to use as a blanket. And Charlie was like, that jacket doesn't really fit me anymore. Maybe I should get rid of it. And then the other day we found her curled up in it, and I was like, absolutely not. Nope, that's hers. Because just look at her. Freaking stinking look at her. She's so freaking precious and cute. She barely ever sits in the frog bed that I got her, but the first like couple of times that she sat in it, we were so stoked. I was like, even if she never uses it again, which I hope that she does, but even if she never uses it again, at least I have these photos of her in it. It's her jacket now. Yep. And that's like the second jacket of yours that she's claimed, because she claimed that blue flannel, and now she's claimed that like black and white jacket of yours. Yeah, so Mandy is very much a thief of clothing, and we are not mad at her for it. Because look at her. Look at how stinking cute that bitch is. Look at her. She's so cute. Like, how do you even get a freaking cat that cute, dude? Like, I was on the like animal shelter website for the craft fair that we're doing, and I did look at the cats. I was like, I have to get one of these. Like, we absolutely cannot get another cat right now, but I was like, we have to get him. They were just so cute, and they don't have homes, and it's so sad. Like, why don't they have homes? Okay, well that was 1088, and it wasn't that one, so... It's not going well so far, gamers. Like, I haven't really been paying attention to them, but I don't think any of them were shiny. I think I would have noticed. But I also have no idea. I don't think so, though. Alright, well, we're about to be at 1,100, so... I guess my next guess is 1,000... I guess my next guess is 1,100, and if it's not 1,100, then it's 1,111. It's gotta be that, because that's like an angel number. Otherwise... I don't fucking know, dude. I feel a little bit better about the Masuda hunting than I did last week. I felt better today. I think last week I was just like really over it. I was like, I do not want to do this hunt anymore. And I thought I might take a day off from it or something. And I kind of did because I took a day off stream. But I really just want to start playing like PLA. But I also have this Masuda hunt I have to do. So I might start alternating like every other stream doing the Masuda hunt and doing PLA. But I also figured I would just finish the Masuda hunt and then I could put all of my focus in on PLA, so... I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just get one today and I won't have to worry about that. But if I don't get it, like, the next stream or two... Especially now that my schedule has changed a bit, I think I'll be like, you know, Tuesdays will be for something, Thursdays will be for something, and then Saturdays will be the joint streams. Because that's what I used to do. I used to do, like... Pokemon Pearl on one day and then Violet on one day. So now maybe I'll do it like Violet one day and PLA the other day or something. I don't know. Alright, I don't really want to go into Cascarafa because it makes you ride those elevators, which is like a whole cutscene, and I don't feel like doing that right now, so I'll just drive away. She is so eepy. Oh, I got distracted looking at her and ran into a snake. Huh? What? Is that what a shiny Silicobra looks like? I didn't even... I ran into it on accident. I wasn't even looking. I was looking at Mandy. I didn't save or nothing, so I better catch him. Okay. Huh? What does regular Silicobra look like? I was gonna run from this because I thought it was a regular Silicobra. Hold on. Well, and now I'm in a fight with a Rufflet, but I ran into that on, I didn't even know, I can't even tell the difference between, wait, where is a regular Silicobra? Okay, so that's a regular Silicobra, and then what do I have? Is he, like, kind of more greenish? I need a side-by-side. What the hell? Shiny Silicobra. They're barely different. Huh? They are barely different. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at right now. Do you guys see this? Hold on, I need to change the crop a little bit. This is the original, and that's the shiny. According to this. So he's just like a slightly lighter color and the eyes are different. It's yellow eyes versus green eyes. That is the most accidental shiny I think I've ever had. Is I didn't even notice that it was shiny. I intended on running from the fight, and then I ended up with a shiny Silicobra. Well, somebody fucking clip that shit. Hold on. Where's my marker? There we go. I'll clip that later. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I guess my shiny box is full. That's my last shiny. So I'm gonna have to make a new shiny box. This is everybody I've got. These are my ladies. That's bizarre. I had no idea that that was shiny when I ran into it. Literally none. I even said, like, oh, I accidentally ran into this guy because I was looking at Mandy. And then it was a fucking shiny Silicobra. What the hell is my luck? I'm trying to get a shiny frog, and instead I get a shiny snake. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I was gonna say, it had been a while since we had gotten, a random shiny, and Charlie had guessed 1088, and then at 1090 that guy appeared. So I'm gonna blame Charlie for that one again too. Well, I don't know if we shot our shiny luck for a Poliwag or if we have extra shiny luck now. I'm never sure. That was fucked. That was fucked up. Can you imagine if I had not run into that guy? Because I was not looking. Like, I would have driven right past him and, like, never have known. I just figured that's what color they were. I don't think I could tell that that was shiny at all, unless I knew what I was looking for, which I didn't. Like, they are so similar. It's like how shiny Jigglypuff really is just like a slightly different shade of pink and has a different eye color. I would not be able to tell a shiny Jigglypuff, shiny Wigglytuff in the wild. I only know because of Pokemon Sleep, because I have a shiny Jigglypuff there. And it started out as a shiny Igglybuff, and I literally could not tell the difference. It was just a slightly different shade of pink. And I was like, the fuck? Okay. Well, I guess we have a shiny Silicobra now, for whatever that's worth. I literally never would have known. That's so crazy. If I get one more fucking random shiny, I swear to God. I'm gonna have to make a whole second shiny box. Sorry. I'm not even that tired. I mean, I'm a little tired, but I'm not that tired. Okay. Whee! Yeah, I don't know how people have, like, all the shinies memorized. Like, unless I've looked it up, I don't know the shiny. Like, unless I have Googled it, I don't know. Like, if I've either Googled it, or I've seen somebody get it, or I've gotten it myself. Like, now I know what shiny Silicobra looks like, but I would have never known that before, and I probably never would have looked it up otherwise. Dude was, like, halfway in the sand. I ran into him on accident. Like, how was I supposed to know that he was fucking shiny? That's crazy. Alright. Whee! Alright, wait, was that? Yeah, that was the last one. Okay, 1095. Alright, we're almost at 1,100. So that's my next guess, and then if it's not 1,100, then it's probably 111. Okay, I need to, like, organize these eggs so that they're, like, you know, in lines. Because I don't know how many I have in my boxes. I think I got too many. Yeah. I think I have a couple rows too many. Alright, well now I can put these guys back. I didn't mass release anybody. I should have, probably. Okay. Well, let's do this next batch then. I'm still baffled. And I know everybody tells me that I overreact when I get a shiny, but like, did I or did I not literally run into that guy on accident without looking? No idea that he was there, not looking for one at all, and then, like... Because it's not like when I got the shiny Misdreavus, where I was like, oh my god, there's a shiny purple Misdreavus over... Or not Misdreavus, not Misdreavus. Honchkrow. Honchkrow is the big one. Murkrow. When I got the shiny Murkrow, I was like, oh, there's a purple Murkrow over there. Like, I see it. Let me go over there. But with the Silicobra, it was just like, I'm driving through the desert completely aimlessly. Oop, a snake. I didn't mean to get into that encounter. Snake is shiny. Me. Shocked Pikachu face. Well, the good news is for that clip, I can just show off how freaking stinking cute Mandy is being. Because, look at her. Fucking look at her. If you're not looking at her, you're wrong. Because she is just the most precious cat to ever walk the earth. Oop. I have notifications. It's okay. I don't think any of them are important. When we were waiting to hear back from the house that we applied to, like when we had just filled out the application, but we hadn't talked about the lease or anything, every email notification Charlie got, we would, like, stare at their phone and hope that it was them saying that we got it, you know? Like, we didn't know how we were going to find out. We didn't know if we were going to get a call. We didn't know if we were going to get an email. We didn't know if we were going to hear from our realtor. Like, we did not know how we were going to find out. And I had gotten an email from the property manager at the place we were applying to that was like, hey, we reached out to your current landlord to get a rental verification history, and the email didn't go through. And I looked at the application, and I was like, oh my god, there's a typo in her email. I'm so sorry, I spelt it wrong. It should be an S there. Oh my god. That's why the email didn't go through. And the lady was like, oh my god, no worries. Like, I do that all the time. I'll send it to the correct email. And she did, and then they obviously got my rental verification, because I pay my rent on time. I'm a good person. But when I got that email and I saw that it was from the property, I was like, and then it was just them asking for that. And then they didn't respond with an acceptance until Charlie had sent them the service dog letter, which it took an extra day or two to get. So we were just like in limbo for a while until they got the service dog letter. Because in order to draft our lease, they needed to know whether or not they needed to add like a service animal addendum to the lease, which they did. Because Mandy and Leo are technically both service animals because Mandy's an ESA and Leo is a service dog, so they both waive like any pet deposit, pet rent, anything like that. We don't have to pay because they're technically like working animals. obviously Mandy is working very hard right now to emotionally support us. Because like technically she is legally Charlie's emotional support animal. But really she's just as much mine. Like my therapist also told me that I could get an emotional support animal. So like either way, Mandy is emotionally supportive to both of us. And she is working overtime right now. Look at her. If she is not emotionally supporting you guys in chat, like, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, not shiny. Was that 1099? Yeah, so this is 1,100 coming up right now. Oh, I did not run into that guy. Okay, whatever. There we go. Alright, 1,100, you guys! Please, we're so over odds. Just let me have this. Please. Normie. I don't want a normie. This is getting ridiculous. Absolutely. Okay. Well, I probably won't go that many more eggs, because I don't have a ton left. I'll probably go to, like, 1,025, maybe? I don't know. 1,020? I definitely want to open 1111. And then depending on how much time we have after that, I'll do, like, 1,020 or 1,025. Because technically we start... Or 1,125. Because we started at 1024, since that was double odds. I don't like ending on a 4, usually. I like ending on, like, 5 or 0. But in that particular case, it was because it was double odds. But I'll probably end on, like, 1025 or 1,125 or 1,120 or something like that. And then hopefully we won't need any more than that because I'll have a shiny and we'll be done. But in the event that it's not, we'll go again Tuesday. But hopefully we can get some. Because I still have a while left on stream. I have like 40 minutes left. Oh, I mass outbreak of Doug Trio. What does shiny Doug Trio look like? Also, how are you even meant to... Like, what if that one was shiny? He just, like, dug under the ground. And he... Like, how am I gonna get him to come back up? Do Doug Trios also just have, like, a shiny nose? Like the Wug? I don't know. This is not my business. I'm not trying to catch a shiny Doug Trio right now. I do think an outbreak of Doug Trio was kind of hilarious, though. Alright, let's see if we can get through this cave successfully. I don't know why I would go into a cave while trying to do this. Like, that's the opposite of what I want to do. Been dying to tell you anything you want to hear. That's just who I am this week. I love Patrick. I love you. Alright. I'm kind of like doing my like second round of concerts because I saw Fall Out Boy for the second time last month, and now I'm going to see 21 Pilots for the second time in September. Because I've only pretty much seen every band once. One of the only artists I've seen twice is Dodie, and pretty much everybody else I've only seen once. So now I'm doing... See, he looks like slightly lighter in here, but it's just the lighting in the cave. But, like, how are you supposed to tell? It's so similar. It's ridiculous. Alright, well, that was 1101, which I also feel like would have been a good one, but... I'll also accept 1102. That's Kat's birthday. Because we already did 211, which is Charlie's birthday, and 924, which is... This one also looks super light. It's just the lighting in here. Which is my birthday, 924, but 1102 is Kat's birthday. And you mean to tell me that neither of those were shiny? They looked shiny in the light. Okay, whatever. This is why I can't hatch eggs inside the caves, because I'm gonna think that all of them are shiny because they inherently look lighter than the ones that we hatch outside. Oh yeah, I meant to shave before stream. I have, like, facial hair. Oopsie! Just ignore it. Don't look at it. It's fine. Well, I guess now I've drawn your attention to it, but just don't pay attention to the fact that I didn't shave my tiny little mustache. Because I went off T, but I still am growing, like, a little bit of facial hair. I don't know if it will or will not stop growing. They don't really tell you... Like, they tell you what changes are permanent and what changes are temporary, but they don't really tell you, like, what would or wouldn't revert if you went off of T after being on it for 5 years. Like, there's not really... Because, like, again, they tell you that things are temporary, which means they will go back. And then the things that are permanent obviously will not go back. But there's kind of like a middle area for things like facial hair. It's like, I could stop growing in facial hair, but I also just might not. I don't know. There's no way to know. There's not a ton of research on, like, the long-term effects of testosterone, just, like, the short-term. So, I mean, there's people that have been on it for, like, 20 years, but there's just not, like, a ton of data on people like that. So there's really no way to know for sure, like, what the long-term effects of it are. Other than that, you might, like, die younger if you stay on testosterone, because testosterone is, like, inherently a poison that is, like, slowly killing all men. But it just means you would go from having a female life expectancy to a male life expectancy, which is, like, I don't know, like 7 years shorter or something. I don't know. But I'm not really that worried about my life expectancy. If I live to be 90, if I live to be 80... I don't have kids, and I'm not going to, so that's not really my concern. You know? Like, I feel like with my parents, for example, I'm kind of like a young child of old parents, because I'm the youngest, and my parents were kind of old when they started having kids, especially my dad, just because he's, like, 8 years older than my mom. So, like, my parents weren't really having kids until they were, like, 40. Which means now my parents are, like, 65. And, you know, for that purpose, it's like, okay, well, if my dad or my mom was gonna die at, like, 70, then I would be, like, less than 30 when they died. Whereas if they lived to be, like, 90, you know, like, but since I'm not having kids, it's like, if I live to be 85, if I live to be 90, if I live to be 75, you know, whatever. It's like I'm not that concerned about it. Like, I would rather have the life-saving effects of testosterone than live to be 100, you know? Because as much as it may have decreased my life expectancy, it also increased me not wanting to kill myself, so... That, I think, in and of itself increases my life expectancy, because trans people have a really low life expectancy. The average lifespan of a trans person is not very long, because they either get murdered or kill themselves or, you know, something like that. Trans people die far too young. It's really a problem. But, like, trans healthcare and, like, things like testosterone are what keep people from, like, killing themselves or whatever. So, you know. I'm very annoyed about all the legislation. The anti-trans and anti-abortion legislation going on right now is, like, I can't get into it because I'm just going to be angry if I talk about it, but, like... I think Florida just put in a new, like, 6-week abortion law or something. And it's like, sometimes you don't even know you're pregnant at 6 weeks. Like, how could you possibly get an abortion before you know that you're pregnant? Like, what? Alright, let's see. And then, oh my god, everybody was so mad on Easter that the Trans Day of Visibility, which has always been and will always be on the 31st of March, happened to fall on Easter, which is almost never on the 31st of March, and it won't be again until 2086. Because Easter is always the first Sunday after, like, the full moon of the vernal equinox or whatever, which is some pagan shit if you ask me. But like generally speaking, Easter is never on the same day. It's always on a Sunday, but it's never on the same day. Like, it could be anywhere between, like, early March and late April. Depending on, like, how the moon and the sun align or whatever. But Trans Day of Visibility is always on the 31st. And people were like, how dare Joe Biden declare the Trans Day of Visibility on Easter? And it's like, girl, last year the Trans Day of Visibility happened, and it didn't happen on Easter. And it won't happen on Easter again until 2086. Like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna live, okay? But everyone was acting like the Trans Day of Visibility was this, like, brand new thing, when it's been around for, like, at least a decade. I think it was, like, 2009 that it started. Like, TDOV has been a thing forever. Just because it's the same day as Easter doesn't mean that it's not Easter. I feel like people were like, well, the trans people are trying to take away from Easter. And I'm like, I celebrate Easter and I'm trans. Like, what you mean? You know, like, I'm not taking away Easter. Two holidays can happen on the same day. It happens all the time. Like, you know, sometimes the like winter holidays overlap each other, right? Like Hanukkah can overlap Christmas, and like there's just no reason to be freaked out when like two things are on the same day, especially when they weren't always on the same day and they aren't always on the same day. Like Hanukkah moves around every year, and so does like, you know, like Ramadan and stuff like that. Like those are more based on like moon cycles and shit like that. So, Hunter. So there's no reason to be like mad that Easter and TDOV fell on the same day, even if it did happen every single year, but it doesn't. So it's not like the trans people intentionally chose the day that Easter would be. Like, that's not what happened, and they know it. Okay, so the next one is gonna be 1111. I have high hopes for this one. And it's an angel number. It's a palindrome. It's all the same number. Like, because now I feel like now that we're in the thousands, it's going to be things like 1111 and 2222 and things like that. Because we already did 111 and 222 and 333 and 444, etc., etc. So, maybe it'll be lucky number 1111. And Mandy is providing us with shiny luck, so hopefully it will be. How do I always end up at this cave with the Dugtrios? I need to like pick a new route because this is getting ridiculous. I don't know, maybe I'll like go to Kitakami or something after this because I feel like I'm just driving up and down the same roads over and over again. But this is like a long road, like it goes for a while. I don't know. The roads in Paldea are really weird. I don't really know how everything is connected. Alright, this is 1111. And it's spawning inside the pink void. And we have the shiny luck from Mandy. So, of course we would get a regular egg. Nara. Peeved. Absolutely peeved. Okay. We'll try again. Numero dos. Nope. Okay. Alright. Well, I don't know. I guess my next guess is 1211 because that would be Charlie's birthday, 211 again, but just with a 1 in front of it. Or 1124. I guess that's technically my next guess. My next guess would be 1124. But and then 2222 and I don't even know what else. But I'll see if I can get us to 1125 today, and then we'll get to see 1124. Because I don't know what else it would be. Like, I don't think it'll be like 1113 or 1115 or anything like that. I mean, like, I would love it if it was. I'll take anything at this point, but I don't feel very strongly about any of those numbers. I felt very strongly about 1111 just now, but it wasn't that, so. Alright. There's a item over here. Give me that. Oh, there's one over there, too. Okay. So this is 1,115. So we'll do like 10 more. The little salt guy right there. Okay. God, when I look at you. Ah! Okay. Here are my thoughts. Okay. I should probably not. Alright, this is our last row from this box, and then how much do we have left? Yeah, 2 more rows. So I'll just go until I'm out of eggs, basically. I thought I had gotten too many, but I might have the right amount. No, I have 5 too many, so I'll get to 1,130, I think. Because I think I have 1 row too many. Because this row will get me to 1,120, and then the next row will get me to 1125, and then I'll get to 1130. Okay, so we'll go to 1130, just because that's how many eggs I have, and I may as well hatch them all. And then we'll see where we get next time, if we have to do this again. But I have hope in 1124. 24 is my lucky number. Therefore, we should get it. Oh. It's wobbling. I should probably not. Okay. We can do this. I believe in us. We're gonna get a shiny today. I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope. I felt more strongly... Oh, God. I felt a little more confident that we were gonna get one at the beginning of stream than I feel right now, but it could still be 1,124. It could be that. Or 1,122. 1122 would be good. I would accept that. 1122, 1124... 1128, I guess. Charlie likes 8s. I don't know. Something. We gotta get something here. I believe it. I believe it's gonna happen. Probably. Maybe. Okay. Well, 2 is bad. I love Olivia Rodrigo. I really wanted to go see her tour, but her tickets were so expensive. She just, like, shot up in popularity so incredibly quickly. Like, she hadn't released anything, and then she released Sour. I mean, she had released, like, a couple of, like, solo songs and stuff, but, like, she had basically not released anything that wasn't from, like, High School Musical, the series, or, like, Bizaardvark. And then, like, nobody pretty much knew who she was, except for the people that watched High School Musical, the series. Why is he, like, out of focus? You guys see that? He's, like, out of focus. But she had, like, basically not released anything. And then when she released Sour, it was just, like, she's got a billion fans. Which is awesome, and I'm, like, very proud of her for that. But it just meant that her ticket prices went from being nothing to being world tour prices. You know? Same thing with 21 Pilots, except for it was, like, more of a slow burn. Like, I feel like when Blurryface came out, they really shot up in popularity. And then Trench, and then I feel like they went down a little bit during Scaled and Icy, because I feel like some of their, like, hardcore fans were like, no, we don't like Scaled and Icy, even though Scaled and Icy is a perfectly good album, and they were just doing something different, and that's okay. But then I feel like Clancy was like everybody like me, well, not really like me, because I was never a dormant 21 Pilots fan, but all of the dormant 21 Pilots fans rose from the dead. And then all the people like me that maybe didn't love Scaled and Icy, but were still, like, here for anything they were going to release, became stoked. It was the same way that, like, the Dan and Phil Games revival revived, like, dormant Dan and Phil fans. And even though I was not a dormant Dan and Phil fan, I know a lot of people who were. And they were like, and suddenly I'm 12 again, and I'm, you know, watching all of Dan and Phil's videos religiously. Anything that's like a return to form is always going to make a lot of people happy, but it's also going to piss off a lot of people that were like excited about the new stuff you were doing. Which is why I think that Clancy is particularly interesting, because it does seem like a return to form, but it also feels like it's something totally different, which I think is really awesome. That it's kind of achieving both things at the same time. Like, it's a return to form for Blurryface and Trench from Scaled and Icy, but it also has a lot of Scaled and Icy elements in it, and it's not its own thing entirely. So, I don't know. Boo. Okay. That was all of those, right? That was 1020. Okay. Or 1120. I keep, like, forgetting the second one. Okay. Alright, we got 2 rows left. Let's see what we can do. I'm pretty good timing because it's like 12:40 right now, so I have to go in like 20 minutes. Okay. Maybe, like, snooze the ad, too. Okay. I ended up back in Kaskaralfa somehow. I don't know how this keeps happening. Just jump off and then you don't have to use the elevator. Problem solved. Whee! Alright, somehow we're back in the desert. Now I'm like hyper vigilant of the Pokemon in this desert because I'm like, what does a shiny like Orthworm look like? What does a shiny Cacnea look like? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know what Silicobra looked like, and now I have a shiny one, so... That I ran into completely accidentally and coincidentally. I know what a shiny Bronzong or Bronzor looks like. I don't know what shiny Gimmighoul looks like. Or if those can even be shiny. I don't know. I guess they can be. I don't know. Whee! I don't know what a shiny Skiddo looks like, but they always hang out in packs, so I feel like I would notice if one looked different than the other. Same with the elephants. I don't know what their shinies look like, but they hang out as a group, so... It helps when they're like a pack animal, because then I'm like, I don't know what your shiny normally looks like. Like, for instance, Murkrow, I knew had a purple shiny, because that was just like one of the ones I knew, but... It was like with 5 other Murkrows. It was very easy to tell that it was out of place. Whereas if it was just one alone and I didn't know that they were not purple, I would be like, huh? Alright. We're back inside a cave, so they're gonna look weird again. This always happens with the cave lightings. We'll have to be careful, but... This is 1121, which I also feel like is a good number. 1121, 1122, 1124... I feel like any and all of those would be a good number. Okay. Not that one, but that's okay. We have 1122 coming up. I feel pretty good about that number. I feel like 1122 could definitely be it. Alright, she's spawning in the pink void too, so... Could be it. No. Okay. Well... We tried. There was an attempt. Alright, so not 1122, but that's okay. We still have 1124. And like I said, 24 is my lucky number, so it has to happen at some point. One of these days, 24 will be right. Okay, 23 is also deciding to spawn in the pink void. Don't know what that's about, but maybe we'll see. Gnar. Okay. Here, hold on. I may make sure Ditto is all the way in shot. We need Ditto to be really... Yeah. Okay, and then let me fix myself real fast. Okay. All right. Let's get this heckin' shiny. I better get this shiny before I move. I'm not doing this Masuda hunt in the new house. I'm not bringing this energy with me. I will go find a shiny Poliwag in a an outbreak. And pretend I hatched it from an egg. No, that was number 24. I was really hoping. I was hoping. Damn. All right, we got one more though. We got one more, 1125, and then we have one more batch, and that's it. All right, well this one's hatching on a nice bridge with a waterfall in the background. Nice scenery. Maybe it'll be shiny just for us. No. No. All right, it's gotta be in the next 5. No, I don't want to give you a name. Okay. We're gonna get one. We have to. We only have one set of eggs left. It's gotta be one of these. Everybody, I still never made a redeem for shiny luck, but everybody put your hypothetical shiny luck into the chat. Oh, there's like a Persian. Everybody throw your hypothetical shiny luck into the chat, even though there's not a redeem for it. Maybe the reason that I'll never get a shiny is because there's not a redeem for the shiny luck. Where did he come from? Hello? Who are you? No, thank you. I like hurt the back of my arm. Hello? I think I like leaned it up on something too hard or something. Oh well. Alright. Let's fucking go. So what do we think it could be at this point? 1126, 1127, 1128, 1129, and 1130. I really only have hope for 28 and 30. The other ones don't feel like they're going to be shiny. But I am often wrong, and I hope that I am wrong, and that one of them is shiny. I feel like 1128 would be Charlie's guess, so perhaps it'll be that one. Alright. I'm just gonna go down this fucking long-ass road and hope that we find a shiny along the way. I accidentally drove off the road a little bit because I had to itch my eyeball. Alright, come on. There's like a pretty sunset happening. We've got that like orange dusk sky that you have to have when you want to evolve a dusk type Lycanroc. So what if we got a shiny? A dusk shiny. Alright, first one of the last batch. The first of the last, if you will. Alright. What if you were shiny? Wouldn't that be cool? No. Okay, that's fine. In the middle. Okay. Alright, one down, 4 to go. Alright, I feel like 1126 could have been it. 1127 I feel less about. 1128 I feel like could be. Nope. Okay. Fine. Normie. Boo the normies. Alright. Let's go. Okay. Number 1128. This is the one that I feel like Charlie would like. Let's see it. Nar. I get less and less hope every single time, even though I should be closer and closer to getting it because I'm over fucking odds. Give me my Masuda egg. I was told that I could get it in 512, and I have not. I feel lied to. I feel cheated. I feel stolen from. Alright, well it's gotta be 1130, because that's quite literally the last egg of the day. And you know what they say, it's always in the last egg you hatch. Alright, come on. Last egg. Let's see it. Please. Nope. Alright, well, we're done. Again, for the day. We out. We out of eggs. We're out of time. Out of time and out of eggs, as they say. Alright. Well, we sure did hatch a bunch of eggs, and they sure did not turn out to be shiny. Here, let me put these two in that opening. There we go. All right, well, cut back to the chatting screen. All right, well, we're gonna go because we didn't get any shinies, but that's okay. It's fine. And I actually have a few minutes to talk now instead of having to like rush at the end because I didn't hatch enough. So, oh, Mandy is just so eepy right now. But yeah, so my schedule's changing a little bit. Just remember to check my, here, I'll put my like Discord and stuff. Check my Discord. For like my schedule, I post it in there every week, and then I also post it on all of my socials. Well, not really. I post it on my Twitter, and then I post when I'm going live on all my socials. Like I post on my Instagram story and my threads and stuff. But yeah, check out all those if you want. I should have a new YouTube video coming out at some point. I just have not had. I can't talk. I've just not had the time to edit it with all the touring of places we've done. But that's over now. We got a house. We signed our lease. I don't have to look for places anymore. We paid our security deposit. So, yeah. Anyway, so that means my next stream will be Saturday afternoon or evening with Charlie. 7 p.m. Eastern time this week, and then it might change in the future weeks. I don't know. But this Saturday, the 6th, I believe, we'll probably be playing Stardew Valley. And then next Tuesday, instead of being live at 7, I'll be live at 10:30, and we're going to do more Masuda hunting. So that's what, the 9th? And then we'll be live again next Thursday for maybe PLA or more Masuda hunting if we don't get one on Tuesday, depending. So just stay tuned for all of that. What else? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I have a few minutes, but my mind has gone blank. I like hurt my arm and I don't remember how I hurt my arm. So now I just have like a mark on my arm and I don't know why. But yeah, it was good to see you guys. I missed you when I didn't stream the other day. Thank you all for coming. Let me look for someone to raid. I'll probably end up raiding Silly Cat because I know that she went live, but I can actually like take a minute to look at who's live and figure out who I want to raid. Yeah, pretty much nobody is live except for her. So that's definitely who we're going to raid. Silly Cat is a very, very good friend of the stream. We went to college together, and she's a fellow theater kid, fellow Pokemon lover. She's currently playing Zelda, but same jazz. She was just at PAX, and then she was like sick for a week. So we're glad that she's feeling better and back to stream. We missed her, so she deserves all of our love. I'll put the raid message in chat for you guys. So the first one is for anybody to use. The second one is for followers only or subscribers. And then the third one you can only use if you're subscribed. Oh, and then it just did a secondary Discord message. Well, now you get to join my Discord twice. But yeah, if you're not following, consider dropping a follow. It's free. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. It does cost money, but you can subscribe free with Prime if you have Amazon Prime. And you get a bunch of really cute emotes, such as, and not limited to, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. You know? Well, actually, one of those is Charlie's, but you get the point. You get cute emotes. If you, here, wait, here's the rest of mine. Hold on. These are mine. There you go. Those are mine that you can have if you subscribe. So think about it. You don't have to. You can also always like cheer bits. I have a donate thing. You can support us on Ko-Fi. We have a shop where we sell our like candy beads and stuff. So consider that. We're also pretty close to our follower goal. We're almost at 275, which is only like 25 away from 100. So that's not bad. Or like from 500. So, or not 500. What am I saying? 300. I almost said 500. I was thinking about eggs. So we're almost at 300 followers, which is very exciting. So consider dropping a follow if you're not following. But yeah, I'm going to send you over to Silly Little Cat because I love her. And I'm going to go take a nap because I'm tired. And then I have to go to work today. And then I have to go to work again tomorrow. And then I have to go to work again. No, that's it. Just today and tomorrow. I lied. I only have to make it through 2 more days because I worked yesterday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are the only days I have to survive. Okay, well, I'm almost done. Take one more good look at Mandy while she's still there. Is she still there? Yeah, she's just curled herself up. Hold on. Take one more good look at Mandy. It's just her butt now instead of her face. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Charlie for hanging out. Everybody else for being here. I love you. I'll see you all on Saturday. Give Kat your love. And have a great rest of your Thursday and a good start to your weekend. And yeah. Okay. Bye.